Hello everybody, Lowlight here. Welcome back to my channel. Another quiet night, so I thought I'd jump back into Eve and do another video. Tonight I'm going to do a little more Abyss running. I've got a new ship built out here for this. Part of my reason for doing it tonight is my skillers in the Abyss tasks are to do a bunch of stuff back in the Abyss. We'll see if we can get some of that checked off. So let's talk about the ship. I've got a standard Vexor here. This is regular Vexor, not the Navy issue. We've got some drones because it's a drone boat. I've got a set of 10 acolytes and a set of 6 infiltrators, which are the medium drones. The acolytes are just Tech 1 as well. I brought both of these types of drones because they do EM damage, and we're going to do some more electrical Abyss sites. Alright, let's look at the fit here. Well, let's look at the inventory first. So in our inventory we've got antimatter rounds are going to be our primary ones. That's what we've got loaded already. I brought some lead and tungsten charges I had laying around just in case I need to use the tungsten and reach out for a little more range. Same with the lead. I've got a Tranquil electric filament, so it's the bottom of the barrel tier in Abyss sites. I ran one previously in an Algos, and I have some Navy cap boosters. You could use regular cap boosters. The Navy versions take up less space in your inventory. I don't know if I'm going to need them, but I've never used them before. I just thought just in case I start running out of cap, I would have that available. Alright, and what we've got here is some Anode Electron particle cannon ones, Tech 1s. They've got a just under 5,000 kilometer fall off and an optimal under 1,300. Be doing mostly kinetic and thermal damage because of the ammo we're using, even though this is going to be an electrical site where EM damage would be better. But these are mostly for close in range, and we're in a drone boat. We're going to be trying to use our drones for almost all the work. These will be just in case somebody gets a little up close and personal, or when we want to blast open the loot boxes, we'll have that available. I'm going to stack all those up so they're grouped into one. The rigs, we have a semiconductor memory cell and a capacitor control circuit. That's so we can get some extra capacitor going. I've got an auxiliary nano pump, which will increase the output of our armor repairer because we're in an armor ship. We've got the drone damage amplifier since we are a drone boat and we're using drones, we want to make more bang for the buck for them. Energized membrane, multispectrum, so just to kind of cover all our bases there. We've got our compact damage control. This is the IFFA version. It's just a little better than the normal. I got this as a drop from some rats a while back. We were talking about the armor repairer, and then this is our reactive armor hardener. Again, just across the board, all our damage resistances will go up. If we hit up the mid slots, we have a compact Microwarpdrive. That's so the Vexor's pretty slow, so we'll be able to jump across the site a little bit to pick up the loot boxes and get through the gates, so we don't run out of time, waste a lot of time. Normally, the Vexor maxes out in the 400 or 500 meters per second range for me. With this sucker turned on, we'll be able to do 1,500, which would be nice. But again, that's going to use a lot of cap, which is why we have the cap booster just in case. The electrical sites will increase our capacitor, so we probably won't run into a problem, but just in case, got our bases covered, which is also why we've got the cap battery. This is, as we said, the cap booster, so this uses cap charges. If you've never used one before, the idea is the cap charges are stored up power, and you put it in. When you trigger it, it will instantly add some energy to your capacitor, but then you have to wait a cooldown period before the next round can be applied. And then I've got a Denny enduring omnidirectional tracking link that's with a tracking speed script, and that's just to get the drones tracking targets a little faster. These Denny's I've picked up as scrap or dropped from rats in the past. If we hit the simulate button, We have an offense of 294.6 DPS, and our overall EHP is over 13,000. Our shields are a little low in the EM damage resistance, which is going to get worse from the Abyss site, but our armor's pretty tanked up on that. We're mostly an armor ship, so I think we'll be okay. We're also going to try and keep range on people and just let the drones do everything, and our drones do EM damage, so that'll hopefully work out in our favor. Let's look at the filament we're going to use here. So reduced EM damage, or reduced EM resistance, and it will enhance the ship capacitor recharging rate. So we really shouldn't have a capacitor problem between the increased rate from the Abyss and all of the modules and things we've got going for the ship. So hopefully that will be good. I haven't used this ship in the Abyss before, but I had shared this fitting out with somebody else on my corp, and he's been running Abyss sites like a monster after watching my previous video, so I think it should be pretty good. It was inspired by one I got from watching a YouTube video, which I'll link below, which was made a few years ago, and I had to tweak it a little bit based on either what I had handy or some of the modules seem to have changed in the last 3 years since that video came out, so I had to adapt a little bit. We are a cruiser, so we don't necessarily need to form a fleet as I understand it, and we only need to use one filament to bring a cruiser into the Abyss instead of 2 for destroyers or 3 for frigates. So we're just going to right click here and say use Tranquil electric filament. Comes up with the little warning, says you got 20 minutes. If you don't get out, you're done. And we're going to hit activate. And it should just automatically throw us in. Alright. So we are in. We've got some drones. So let's get over here. And there's our combat. Alright, so we're just going to head straight for the bioadaptive cache. And there we go. Our little drones are shooting at us. So now that they're aggroed on me, I'm going to put out my infiltrators and start targeting these guys. And you gotta watch out. Sometimes these guys will just like have at your drones. So we're gonna keep a close eye on them. Shift R is the shortcut key to pull them in. If they start shooting at your drones and you pull your drones in, they'll start refocusing their aggro back on you, and then you can redeploy your drones again. You can also wait, give it a little time to let your drones recharge their shields on board while you tank it out. Alright, we're doing pretty good. I'm going to turn on the... I'm going to leave the armor hardener off for now. We're not into armor, so there's no need to tighten it up. I'm going to pop the Microwarpdrive just to speed our way over to the cache a little quicker while our drones continue doing work. Alright, so this guy over here is getting chewed up. We're going to bring him back. That's because we're out of range of the drones, so they... Alright, turn that off. Let our drones run over here and start shooting the loot box. Loot box is blown open. Switch over here. Click that. Nope, we're not close enough. Come on. Move a little closer. Alright, we're going to call our drones back in. Yeah, not very good. That's like 300 grand worth of stuff. We're going to head for the gate. Everybody's on board, so we are clear to run out. There's no need for this, so we're just going to minimize that stack. See more of the surroundings. There's the gate. Maybe we'll give a Control F9. Alright, got a screenshot there. get our HUD back up. Alright, so our cap's building up. We're almost through the gate. Hit activate. Into room 2. I'm going to move this over just a bit so we can see our timer. We still got 16, almost 17 full minutes. Over here, we're going to head right for the cache. Start. Alright, so we got more drones, and unfortunately I have no drones in my task list of things to kill, which sucks because it would be nice to get some skill points today. Alright, so we're going to pop our drones out, launch them against that guy. Now, I hadn't really planned to do the infiltrators first. I was going to actually just use the acolytes, but I hadn't set my drones up, so when I hit Control or Shift F, it just automatically launched the infiltrators, which is fine. Might as well target this. So we can pop it open. Get the drones over there. So far, nobody's shooting my drones. Our shield's looking alright. We're half shields, but we're not a shield chip, so we don't really care. Alright, he's shooting at one of my drones, but he's dead, so now we will blow open the cache. I'm gonna cycle this once, just to get closer. Say, open cargo. I tend to do a lot of right-clicking on menus and stuff. My left mouse button seems to be flaking out and double-clicking sometimes, so it's a little more controllable if I do right-click stuff. Alright, let's call the boys back in. Come on. Alright. Yeah, see, we're doing 237 meters a second and falling. So it's definitely handy to have that Microwarpdrive to move around in here. Ugh, 100 grand. That is not what we're in here for. Alright, I guess we're head to the next room. Ugh, bunch of debris. Let's at least have something nice to look at. Sure. Get up out of there. That skin on there. Got my Corp logo. Alright, so activate the conduit. Everybody's on. Alright, good to go. Let's get out of here. Into the third room. And, alright, so let's head towards the cache. Let's get this guy locked up. He's red on me, so I can let the drones loose. Alright, we gotta watch out for this short-range deviant automata tower thing. It will just eat your drones. Now, it is short range, so I think the range is something like 32 kilometers, something like that. It will damage the drones, but we don't have to worry because he's coming at us. We're staying away from it, and they'll have him dead in a minute. Alright, so our shield alarm's going off. Not a big deal. We are a armor tank. Oh, and he's dead, so didn't even need to turn that on. I'm going to pop the Microwarpdrive. I will target the cache. Tell the drones to go crack it open for me. And we'll be out of here. Hopefully there's something in here. Maybe like a filament would be nice. Alright, turn the Microwarpdrive off. Recall the drones. And let's see what's inside. Come on. Ugh. Not very good. Now, in the past I got better loot, but that was because I was doing a destroyer run, at which point they increase the amount of loot versus when you do a cruiser. You wind up burning 2 filaments, but you get supposedly triple the amount of loot, and you know, that's the way it shakes out. Let's get a and we're out. That's that. That's how we do it. So, not a lot of loot. It didn't cost us anything in consumables, but you know, that's all we can hope for, I guess. We got out, we tested the ship, which was the whole point of this. Was we wanted to see how the ship would handle. What I did do is, over here in this chibi station, I stashed a Abyssal filament. So the next step up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go warp over there, pick it up, and try it out. Well, that's it for this episode of me playing EVE Online. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Hopefully you found this useful, entertaining, or somewhat helpful. If you like to give it a like, that will help me out. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, and that way you'll know when I put up the second part of this whole series, which is when we go into the T1 Calm Electrical Abyss. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye.